I really wish I had some chalk right now so that I could go ahead and at least properly mark this, but I don't. So anyway, here's take one and pretty much the only take. So 2024 has been one hell of a year. It's had many highs and has equally many lows. Currently, the year for me is ending on a low note. I really won't go into too much detail, but yeah, sucks. And 2025 is kind of heading that way at the moment. I had a video originally planned for this channel, and it was going to be the entire year in slide film because I shot a number of rolls with slide film. But unfortunately, that didn't turn out. The projector broke. At first I thought it was the light bulb that had blown, but I bought replacement light bulbs and those also broke. Well, they didn't actually break, they just didn't work. Taking the veil off and just kind of saying things aren't exactly going well for me at the moment. It's really frustrating when you are working on projects and you work as hard as you possibly can, especially when you have a day job and you have other commitments in life. And no matter how hard you try, things just keep on getting thrown back in your face and you're just not able to work on stuff. It's tiring and it's exhausting and there's nothing that I can really do about that. So here is a video that I kind of had an idea for and I've just brought it forward because I've been shooting film for about 2 years full on. I've shot film for longer than that, but this is 2 years full on, taking the YouTube channel and trying to be creative and find a way to get myself out and shoot and challenge myself with my photography. So like a lot of people who get into film photography, we have a fair amount of FOMO, as you can see by the many cameras in my very messy background. I've literally just got back from traveling just yesterday. I have probably way too much film. I have bought quite a fair bit. My life has been good in the last 2 years. I've had a really good job that has allowed me to really fund this hobby, but also for the first time in my life really be able to actually have a hobby and afford it. That has meant that I have pre-stocked up on a lot of film. But for those out there who get sometimes angry at people for doing this, I would like to justify my spending with I buy deals when I can see them. I buy them usually secondhand. I'm buying expired film and making sure it gets used. And I genuinely have a project in mind. I just bought this. Ooh. Probably be more careful with that. I mentioned that my slide projector died. Well, this project here, like my panorama camera that I came across this. This here is a 3D projector or a stereoscope projector. I've never seen or heard of such a thing. I managed to pick this up for a really good price. So when I see something that is unique, I have a fair interest in this hobby that I go ahead and I study it quite well. I've learned so much in 2 years. My YouTube channel isn't so much about learning from me, from what I've learnt, but it's just me exploring film photography. But I've picked up a fair amount of knowledge, and this here, even back in the day, was quite a rare thing. So this is a future project. When I get around to shooting this, I'm not exactly too sure and actually using this. So I need to get a stereoscope camera first, and then I will go ahead and take a bunch of images and then, I don't know, maybe put this in an art gallery or something. See, most of us have seen 3D movies, but being able to see 3D photos together with people, that's an entirely different concept. The film that I buy, I try to go for unique experiences. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go over all the film that I have in my fridge and freezer and basically explain what I'm going to shoot it with and what it's for. So recently I picked up some short dated T-Max 100. This was a black and white film. In 2025, I'm going to be shooting black and white and I'm going to be developing my own film. I've never done that really before, so I've been shooting some short dated black and white film, which will be fine to develop at just normal developing. And I'm basically just shooting these rolls at the moment. It's cost me a little bit less to shoot this project by doing this. And yeah, that's going to be a future video. Last year I shot black and white slide film, and that is a video that's coming out somewhat shortly. I've got 2 rolls left of this Agfa scaler. Now you can go ahead and shoot this up to like 1600 ISO. So I'm hoping to shoot some gigs and put them on black and white slide film. I bought this for a low ISO project, and that video kind of got left on the chopping block for this year because I had so many. I might end up shooting these in 2025 and then completing them inside that video. This is some expired Agfa APX 400. I will just probably shoot this as a black and white film throughout next year at some point, just whenever is the right time. So here I've got some Harman Phoenix. This is my last of my Harman Phoenix. So I bought a fair amount to go ahead and test the film to see what would work. I recommend pulling at 100, and that's how I'm going to shoot it. Originally I was going to borrow the Fujica 617 again from the lab and shoot this on Som's Island, but unfortunately the island is closed, or was closed. It's open now, but my video's already gone up online, and so this is just going to sit here. It's going to sit in my fridge, and then at some point, maybe 2026 or 2027, I'm going to be shooting mainly medium format that year. So yeah, I'll probably just shoot it then. Talking of medium format, I have a roll of NHG 200. 800. This is an 800 speed film. I think this is last of the batch. I've shot it all at 800 before. It's just fine. So it's just a high ISO Fujifilm. This was, I think, their professional film back in the day. It expired in 2001, but as I said, I've been able to shoot it just fine. So yeah, that's what that is. Is it a 220? No, it's 120 roll. Talking of 220 though, I got hold of this pack of Provia. I love slide film. Slide film to me is the best form of film out there. The fact that this isn't made anymore is one of the reasons why I bought it. It's just simply that. I don't know exactly when I'll shoot it, but it's probably going to be in either 2026 or 2027 when I'll be shooting mainly medium format, and shooting slide film on medium format is something else. Currently what I'm looking for is a projector for medium format or even large format so that I can really display these properly and possibly do some kind of video with them. I was supposed to go to a particular gardens this year to go ahead and shoot some aerochrome, but I was also going to shoot some color plus at the same time. So I'm still probably going to do that at some point coming up, and yeah, I'll keep that roll for that. This here is a roll of Konica Minolta VX200. I think Konica is the best film when it's expired. If you shoot it and compensate for it, it has a really cool purple tinge that develops and is really beautiful in blue hour. So I'm gonna save these rolls for that sometime in the future. I'm probably gonna shoot them inside my Mamiya C220. No, maybe my Mamiya RB67. And I'm going to pano them and get some cool city pano shots. So that's what I plan to do with that. So I have some FPC 100C, and this is the 4x5. I have a project in mind for this. I have actually a couple of projects. I have 3 rolls of this, or 3 boxes, should I say. Unfortunately, my large format camera doesn't have a graph lock back, so I'm probably gonna have to buy another camera. I know, keep on making excuses to go ahead and buy cameras, but it is what it is. I'll shoot that when I can and when I've got things sorted. I just don't know exactly when, but I'm hoping within the next 6 months. Talking of another 3 boxes of film, I've got FP100C Silk. So I guess it's kind of probably like gloss. Again, I don't have a camera that actually properly shoots that at the moment. I've been trying to figure out what is the best solution. Did think about getting my Mamiya RB67 and going ahead and putting a Polaroid back on that, but that would possibly still not cover the full frame. Definitely wouldn't cover the 4x5. So what I'm going to do possibly is buy another Mamiya. I'm gonna go buy the Universal Press, and that should cover the whole of the negative. And that way I get some usage out of that, plus that's a camera that I can still use for other stuff instead of buying like a Polaroid land camera. Or there are a few cameras out there that are a bit more than a normal Polaroid land camera, have higher quality lenses, but they're only designed for shooting this. So yeah, I'm just trying to work out the best way to do this to get my money's worth. I still don't know what I'm going to shoot with this exactly, but I have a few projects in mind. It's just lining things up. Okay, so when it comes to my 4x5 film that I have some black and white 4x5 film, and it's not here at the moment. It's currently traveling back. I don't travel with it on the plane because of the CT scanners. But what I have here, and I got for a really good price, is some 64T tungsten balanced 4x5 film. These have been frozen and I believe are pretty much damn all good to shoot. I haven't shot them yet. In fact, I'm planning to shoot them tonight. We will see how that goes. The weather is pretty shit at the moment, and it's possible that the fireworks for New Year's will not go ahead. This is going to be shot over a couple of years. It's expensive, isn't made anymore, and I've got, I think this is a 10 or 25, this is a 10 box. This might be a box of 10 or 25, but this other box here is a box of 50, so this is going to last me a long time, and I'm going to be very selective with what I photograph with this. So I have quite a few lunch boxes. Obviously we're not with food. I mean, what are fridges for? They're for film, they're not for food. So I have a bunch of Projector black and white 400. This is Projector's black and white film that used to get made. This is kind of like XP2. It's done into C41. To be honest, I don't understand why it exists. It doesn't have that magic that Projector does. I guess this is a lesson learned, but I have quite a few rolls of this. And if I'm traveling and I don't want to deal with black and white development and I can just go to the lab and get C41 development, that's fantastic. This film here needs to be shot at 200 or 100. I shot it at 400 and didn't get the greatest results. So I've got some Ferrania Auto. This is an ortho film, so that means that it's not very sensitive to red. I don't really like ortho film, but I decided to pick this up, and apparently Ferrania is dead now. And some more T-Max 100, some Fuji Acros. Fuji Acros is probably my favorite black and white film. Some old FP4. Actually, when I think about it, FP4 might be my favorite black and white film. If you ever get the chance to shoot black and white slides, which is basically developing black and white film with special chemistry, FP4, in my opinion, is the best for that and looks amazing. I have some FKey. I think this is Czech Republic or one of the Eastern Bloc European countries. This is a 25 ISO black and white film. I'll get that shot this year. All of this will be shot in 2025 because it is my year of shooting just black and white. So it will all be shot as much as I can possibly try. All the 35 will be shot for sure. Some of the 120 might survive until the years afterwards, but that's fine because, as I said, I'll be shooting medium format then, but I'll be trying to shoot through it. Some more Ferrania as well. Some more ortho film. I've got Ortho Plus. I don't like it. What is this one? Yeah, this is T400CN. This is kind of like the Projector 400 black and white. This used to be Kodak's form of Ilford XP2, a C41 developed black and white film. I've shot this. Beautiful photo of a cat with that beautiful other couple of photos. I think it's a really, really nice film. So I will shoot that for sure. And then some Respool black and white cinema film from Refix Lab. I bought this in China last year because it was cheap as, and you can buy film for much cheaper in China, especially on Chinese equivalent of eBay, like Taobao. And here's some more Projector 400 black and white. This is in 35mm. I think I've got 2 rolls left. I haven't shot this before, so I have no idea how well this will be, but I'm most likely going to shoot this around 100 ISO. It expired in 2005 and was probably not kept in the best conditions. So I have some Projector 400 VC. I'll be shooting this. This is the 220 version as well. I've shot this a little bit. I would shoot this around 100 or 200. I shot this in Melbourne, Australia, and yeah, it was all right. It was all right. But yeah. Now I have 3 rolls left of Projector 100T. I actually have a roll in one of my cameras at the moment. I was planning to finish that roll before starting my black and white year, but unfortunately things haven't worked out for me in that regards, and I haven't been able to finish off that roll, but I plan to shortly. This is some Ifopan ISS. I bought this very early on before I really knew anything. I don't even know how this will be developed or what it will be developed in. It's also a 620 roll, so it's probably pretty useless, and I probably shouldn't even be bothering to deal with this and should just have it as a little piece to put on my background there. With the Portra 100T that I've got here, I don't know when I will shoot this next, but it's fine. I'm gonna keep it around. I keep it fridged, and it has been fine just so far to shoot it at 100 ISO. So it's in good condition, and I'll look after it. And when it's ready to be shot, I will go ahead and shoot it, but it might not be shot for a few years. Sweet. This is some Ectacolor Pro Gold 1000. It's a 1000 ISO film. It is probably not going to come out any good. It's probably pretty darn expired. Yep, 1996. I got this as part of a pack of other film. Most likely, I could probably shoot this at like 50 ISO. It's probably better off that way. I bought only the one roll, so it'll be a risk for whenever I shoot it, but that doesn't matter. Most likely I'll shoot it in 2026. So I bought some Ectar 100. I haven't used this as much as I wanted to. In fact, I've even given away a roll as like a gift to someone, and that's what I kind of do sometimes if I've got bulk rolls of stuff. When I say bulk rolls, I mean just multiple boxes. I usually buy expired film in multiple boxes. The reason being, if you buy just the one box and it says that, hey, it's frozen, and it turns out that it probably wasn't actually frozen, because you're definitely getting results that aren't for a frozen film. It looks like it's been sitting around outside of a fridge, then that's a problem. You can't go ahead and shoot it. But if you have film and it's been kept in a good condition, buying multiple boxes means that you can use one film as your test film, and then the rest of it you can use it in any which way you want, and you can have unique or unusual films with different characteristics to make your work feel different. And that's just something more for yourself than it is the things that other people are going to notice. But it is one of those things that I care about, and I'm pretty sure other photographers care about. I've got some Portra 800 here. I don't know where it's going to be shot, but it will be shot. Okay, so this is some low ISO film. I mentioned that before. I shot one roll for the project, but this roll here in particular will probably come out in a different project. Possibly this is actually designed for duplication. It's a Kodak duplication film, and that's what I plan to actually use it for, but you'll just have to wait and see. This is some slide film that I purchased recently. I bought a bulk lot of it. We've currently shot most of the roll where we were when we were down in the South Island. So hoping to get that developed shortly, and then we'll know if this is any good and if the bulk lot that I bought was worth the money. This is some ill-fit Ilfochrome. This is just, Ektachrome 100. This roll here is part of a project that I'm working on, so I'm hoping that will come out maybe around April. I'll be shooting it shortly. I've got that many videos already lined up. So yeah, everyone misses Superior 400, but everyone forgets that Superior 400 used to be in 120, and well, I managed to come across a roll, and I'm not exactly sure when I want to shoot it, probably 2026, 2027 when I'm shooting medium format only. But yeah, hopefully it comes out all good. And this is some ultra color. Again, this is part of a comparison project between aerochrome and some color negative film. So I'm planning to shoot that. I've got a few other rolls sitting around somewhere of the 400 UC, otherwise sometimes known as Portra 400 UC, but it was never actually made as part of the Portra line. It was just brought into the Portra line when Portra used to have multiple different versions, like for example 400 NC. I've shot this, again shoot it at like 200, 100, again 2026, 2027 is when I'll shoot it. And I've got some Portra 400 here, which I will shoot probably in those years as well, possibly for, I don't know, professional projects if I decide to go through that route. I no longer work as a professional photographer, and I prefer not to, but we never know how things are going to go in our lives. And this is Pro 160S. I've shot a number of rolls of this. Beautiful, stunning, very crisp, very bright colors, I would say. I think I've got probably 1 or 2 rolls left. And you know, again, I bought this in a batch, and there's a reason why you buy it in a batch, as I mentioned, and it was worth every penny. It has been a great film to shoot. Sweet, now one of my more important boxes. Some 110mm film, Konica. This will probably be no good. The last one was no good. Some more of that 400 UC. Yeah, I'll shoot that at some point when I shoot that Aerochrome project. Some Fuji Reeler, shot this, and this came from a frozen estate sale. Beautiful, stunning, very nice colors for browns and oranges. Some Portra 100T. Yeah, Portra 100T is just a beautiful, very low ISO, very low noise film. If you buy Portra 100T, most of the time it is going to not be kept in the best conditions, usually not kept frozen. I recommend shooting it at 25 ISO these days, and you get stunning, very low noise photos, especially compared to like 800T if you're going tungsten to tungsten film. Just FYI, not all tungsten films are equal. When it comes to the fact that this tungsten film here is aged, there's probably, maybe that's the reason, the difference for the color balance, but the color balance for this I still think is nicer than the 800T, which is just 500T, the modern variant. Some Superior 200. I'll just shoot this whenever, or just give this to someone. Some more duplicating film. Again, this will be for the duplicating project. Some more of that NHG 800, sorry. Yeah, it's a fantastic film, and again, I'll shoot this probably 2026 or 2027. So I have, at least here, 2 1600 ISO films. I was going to shoot this one at a wedding, but that didn't end up happening, and this one I was going to shoot it at a gig. These will probably just both be shot at a gig now, just really see how things go. I have 3 rolls of Aerochrome. Yeah, that is not good, that is moisture. Yeah, so I'm planning to shoot one of these really shortly. I'm heading away in a couple of days to Mount Taranaki, and as long as the weather holds, I hope to go ahead and get some amazing photos. My very first roll of Ektachrome infrared that I purchased expired in like, I think 1989, and probably was all fine, but the issue was that we went ahead and E6 processed it, and that's a different process to the E4 process. Aerochrome after 1993 is, or 1994, is E6 film, even though E6 film came in like the 80s or 70s. Ektachrome infrared was still E4 until about 1993, 1990, maybe 1992, but you can double check online. But yeah, this here will need to be technically developed in C41 chemistry with a few added additions in the process to get done. So maybe I shoot this one, who knows? Or maybe I shoot this one, I know, or maybe I think there's maybe a third roll somewhere and I might shoot that, who knows? And then just some more FPC 100 here in 4x5. And then some, I don't really want to take this out of here at the moment, it's nicely covered. This is Fuji Velvia, and it is 4x5 and it's a 50 box, so I will be keeping that. And that will be shot when I want to have it shot. Yeah. Okay, here is all my frozen film. That was just my fridge film. So yeah, just gonna pull this out of the freezer and put it back as soon as possible. Some 220 NHG 400. That would have been kind of like a Portra equivalent back in the day. Again, I'll just shoot this in 2026, 2027 when I shoot medium format. I bought 4 rolls of this. This is Aerocolor 4 that has been spooled into 220. So this was very recently done by Reflex Lab in China. And I mainly got this just to actually test my cameras to make sure that with 220 film, it doesn't have paper backing all the way through. And so my concern is obviously if I shoot my slide film and I end up with light leaks through the back of it, then it's a waste. Because sometimes when you seal it, you've put a seal that's not good enough. And that's what I've had happen before with 220 film. It was all fine with 120, and then when we shot the 220, yeah, it just had light leaks through the back. So I bought these 4 rolls for that, so that I can go ahead and test all my 220 backs or 220 capable cameras. Some Fuji Acros 100, I bought this in Shanghai recently. I am planning to shoot that in 2025. I also have some, yeah, so this is the Acros 100, and then there's the 102, which is the modern variant. So I don't know how this will look exactly, but I will be shooting this next year, and I've got a few rolls. So one of them will be a test roll, just in case things don't work out. I have some Vericolor 3. Vericolor is an amazing film. I haven't shot any of this particular batch at the moment. Again, I've just left it. It was going to be shot on my Mamiya C220, so it'll probably be shot in 2026. And then I have some 64 Type T. The person who sold this to me, they have photos, it's all in good condition. I've shot the 35mm equivalent, but the only thing about this film is it's very, very blue, so I am going to get a warming filter to balance it out. As I mentioned earlier, not all tungsten film is equal, and expired film more so. Sweet. Yeah, so a few of these containers are covered in ice. I have some Cinestill. This was mainly bought for whenever there's a gig and I want to go shoot a gig. I got some Superior 800 Venus. It's not that old, but who knows, maybe I shoot it half 400, half 800 and just see how it goes. Again, I'll probably just shoot that at a gig or something, I'm not too sure. So I have some Adox, and Adox make really high quality black and white films. I will be shooting a lot of this in April. I have a few other Adox rolls sitting around somewhere, and yeah, I'm hoping I get some high detailed images with that one. So what else have I got in here? So I've got some Sakura 100, which I think is a color reversal film. This is probably shit, probably no good. Likewise, this roll of Agfa Chrome 100. I've shot a few Agfa rolls this year, had some amazing shots, but I suspect this is a lot older. Yep, 86. This was bought as part of my very first batch of bulk film that I bought online. I now know a lot more, but I've kept it, and I don't know, maybe I'll shoot it at some point. The Agfa Chrome that I have shot was amazing, and there are a few missing rolls that I don't know where have gone, which I wish I had, because those other ones that I shot, I'm pretty sure were from the same batch. I bought this in China. I was going to shoot this in China, but never got around to it. This is just basically 500T, but instead you're just going to shoot it at 320T and just overexpose it. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure when I'll shoot this, sometime in the future, but for now it's just kept frozen, and maybe in a couple of years I'll go ahead and shoot that, and maybe 320T by that point is perfect for it. Some Fuji Superior here as well. Again, I'll shoot that whenever. Fuji Superior, in my opinion, holds up really, really well when it comes to aging. So I've shot quite a few rolls that were just kept in a drawer, and I shot them at 400, shot them at 200, shot them at 100, and the differences were negligible. 400 was more than just fine, so I'm hoping that with most of the other rolls that I bought from that seller, they should be also fine. So I've got some cinema film here, by the looks of it. Yeah, I've got some Vision 3 film here, and I've got some Chinese Lucky Color 100. Lucky Color 100 is a film that has some very unique characteristics when it comes to being expired. I like it. I was lucky enough to be able to shoot the 200 variant, and that came out amazing. I am hoping that Lucky Color do keep up to their word and actually make a color film, because it would be really cool to see a lot more variety and some lower priced film in the market. And I know how to buy stuff out of China, so that's not a problem for me. This is Hectare 25. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there was an estate sale that I bought stuff from. Unfortunately, the other roll that I had turned out to be absolute garbage. I couldn't shoot it at 25 ISO. I would have had to shot it at maybe like 5 ISO, which is a shame because the rest of the film from the estate sale was actually pretty good. Some more ortho, yay. And then some cinema film that I bought in China that I didn't end up shooting. So I don't know, I'll shoot that at some point or just give it away. So this here is some slide film, it's probably shit. This is some Adox film here, I believe. Black and white film, we'll be shooting it this year. This was part of a batch of 2 Portra 800 that I bought. The other was expired, like it would need to be shot at 200 ISO, not 800. So my photos came out really dark. So I'll be shooting this at 200, so let's call this Portra 200. Some more Fuji Superior. Some high-speed infrared film, some HIE. I've had very, very bad luck shooting HIE. This is my very last one. I'm going to be reaching out to others and trying to get their advice before I go ahead and shoot this, but I'll be shooting this within the next 2 months. This is some Agfa Ultra. This is part of the estate sale. I had some other Agfa film, amazing, beautiful. I don't know when I'm going to shoot this one. Like usually I have a project for stuff, but this here just seems like I want to shoot it in a moment. But currently when I'm shooting in a moment stuff, it's on slide film for the obvious reason of slides are really great for that. Some Pro Image 100, some more Lucky Color 100, and yeah, some more Pro Image 100 here. This here was Frozen 3200 Konica DX. Now the thing about high ISO films, or just films in general, just because you freeze or fridge them, yes, the degradation of the chemistry lowers, but our planet is bombarded with radiation and higher ISO films are more sensitive to that. So unless you have a lead-lined fridge or lead-lined room, radiation is slowly hitting your film. That is what causes the fogging. And this, unfortunately, was garbage. The other roll, I would have to probably shoot this at like 400 for it to be usable. If you expose more than the fogging, if you make the exposure brighter than what's being fogged, you can save a film stock to a degree, but that really depends on how badly it has aged, and I suspect that this will not have aged well at all. I honestly don't know what to do with this. In fact, I might even just give this to someone and say, hey, here's a real film stock. You know, it didn't really work well for me, but if you want to go try shoot it at something, here's an experiment. Talking of experiments, I have Ektachrome P1600. I've not had very good, when did this one expire? 1998, almost 30 years. I don't know if this will come out any good, but I have a particular musician who I'm waiting to come up to Wellington, and I'll go ahead and photograph them. They're a friend of mine, so hopefully those will come out all good. But if you've seen my slide film video about shooting gigs with slide film, I have more than one option to go ahead and shoot a gig with slide film, with being able to expose it correctly and deal with the chaotic environments that are gigs. Sweet. So I've got some black and white film in here. So some Fomapan R. That is a slide, not a slide film. It is a black and white reversal film, kind of like you still have to do it with the chemistry, but it's supposed to be specifically for that. The film that I did buy in Shanghai, which was all Fomapan R, I've not had very good experiences with Fomapan so far. I find that, well, not Fomapan, Foma, what are they called, Fomapan? Who knows? Anyway, this company here, they're not known for the best quality control, and my 3 rolls, and every other roll that I've bought from Shanghai that I went ahead and shot didn't have fungi. This definitely had fungi in it, and it really sucks because you can't do as much with reversal film to go ahead and fix it. So yeah, there's that. There's some Verichrome Pan, which is a black and white film, and I got some more Lucky Color and some black and white cinema film here, and some Kodak Color too, which I'm gonna try expose for its age and see how it goes, which is almost like 40 years. So I have to figure out what the ISO is for this and then do some maths. But you know, I'll shoot that one as like a little quick experiment, short video. Maybe do TikTok or something, who knows, if I can be bothered. Yeah, so this here is my last of my Velvia and Provia 35mm. I shot a lot of rolls in Japan. I shot just Fujifilm in Japan because it's the land of Fujifilm. And these are my last 3 rolls from that batch. The photos that I shot in Japan, I love being able to just project them at any time when I want to. It's just beautiful watching a slide, and these rolls here, I'm going to save. They are going to be shot the next time I'm in Japan. No matter what other project I'm doing for the year, if I'm shooting just black and white, or I'm only shooting medium format, or I don't know, only shooting large format for the year, or some other stupid project that I give myself, doesn't matter. If I end up going to Japan, these are for that. Like I said, I buy film in bulk, and the ice on the outside is starting to melt and leak everywhere. Don't worry, the film will be fine. It's packaged and sealed. God, that's wet. Okay, so this here is Provia 100F, Fuji Velvia 100 or 50, doesn't matter. I got some Kodak EPP, which is just Ektachrome. So let me actually pull these out for a second. So this is Ektachrome 100 plus. This is E100 Vivid Saturation, and oh my God, it is vivid saturation for sure. Beautiful, stunning. It is some E100G, which is extremely fine grain, and I mean, Ektachrome is pretty fine grain, but yeah, I definitely agree. Some Kodak 200 Gold, because it was cheap at the time and it's got a lot more expensive now, and some Fuji Realer 100. This is all for 2026, 2027. I have bought this in advance. This is my medium format film to be shot then. And I've tested one roll from each of these boxes and they're all great, they're all fine. So this is mainly my slide film for the future. I will be a lot more selective with what I do shoot, but I will be going through these, and I have a number of video projects planned for 2026 and 2027 already. In fact, I think I've got all the way up to 2032 or 34 maybe. So don't worry, these will be shot. Now I know what's in here. So recently I bought some slide film, a part of a big bulk batch. I think I paid what would equivalently be about $10 New Zealand each for these. This is mainly Elite Chrome, which is a version of Ektachrome. As I said, I'm testing it at the moment. I'm hoping it's all good. I also have some X Pro Chrome here, which is really good for swapping chemical processes on, so that will be shot on C41 and slide film, and I have 2 rolls for that one. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to shoot that, but especially with me shooting slide film and only black and white, but maybe I cheat a little. So yeah, some Portra 800, just for whenever, and then I got some, what was this? This isn't Portra 400, what is this? Oh, okay. I got some more Velvia here, perfect. And some more Pro 160S, so that's good. And if I remember correctly, this came from a good batch of Velvia that I've already shot in Japan, and so that's fantastic. I love Velvia. As I've said before, slide film is the best form of photography out there, and I think everything else doesn't compare. I love obviously shooting other film stocks, but slide film is just something else entirely. And I've also got a bunch of 220 rolls of it, so hence why I have those test rolls, because you can't get this shit anymore, and the stuff that I have, I've tested and is in good condition, will be in good condition in a few years when I fully go through and shoot it all, and yeah, I want to get my most out of it. Some Portra here. What else? Some GPF. So I think this is like old professional film. I've shot a few of these older professional films and shot them aged, like, you know, exposed them for longer and just been fine. I also have some Agfa color portrait XP. So this is like Agfa's professional film. I love the colors of this. Like, it's a little bit lighter than like the warmness that you do get with other professional films like Kodak in particular, but it's like a lighter look to it, like slightly less saturated. It's definitely different to Pro 400H. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it more than that, but the colors on it are like saturated, but not darkly saturated. Like it's like saturated, but like lighter. And I shot it at like its box speed. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I wish I could get hold of it more, but I can't keep on spending money all the time. I've got to spend all my money developing all this film over time, and well, as you can see, I've probably got too much. Then I've got some, as I just mentioned, Pro 400H. I bought a batch of it because, you know, it's not made anymore. I'm gonna save this for like a specialty project, you know, like I'll go work with someone and I will shoot that. That's what it was designed for. That's what I'm gonna use it for. I'm not just gonna use it for shooting random shit. Some more 400CN, I'm gonna be shooting that next year, as I've mentioned before. Yeah, I bought this. This is the Paul and Reynolds 320 Rolly film. So I think this is based on an old chemical formula that was used for black and white film. I haven't shot any of it, but I'll be shooting it next year at some point. It'll be just a whatever thing. And then some, oh yeah, some Kodak Max. So not Ultra Max, Kodak Max, the predecessor to Ultra Max. That was the 400 speed film. I've shot a number of rolls for that. I think that's my very last one. And then finally, I've got some Electrochrome transparency film. I use light film, and this is the E200. I shot the other one recently. It's fantastic, it was beautiful. Yeah, that can be pushed to 800, so that's what I plan to do with that one. Okay, this is the final last little recording, just as a little extra. So yeah, I have a lot of film, but I'm one of those people that goes ahead and just can't stop creating. Sounds like a good thing, right? But like, I literally can look at something or watch something and I think of something. Like, I just create, I have ideas that just pop into my head. The difficulty is organizing them. So that's why I've been categorizing all of my film and then trying to figure out what projects I'm going to go ahead and use it for.